You muted.
I know I'm muted. I don't give a shit. But hey, we have a wonderful panel tonight. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? On this podcast might go to 8 o'clock with all the sports topics that has been coming out. It seems like Donte fixed that green screen. I say,
Yep.
What's going
Damn,
on?
I'm the only one that's looking at the damn door. It's okay though.
It's all good. It's all good. Oh my God.
Oh,
Well, darn. At least I was going to introduce you, but never mind. No. You might just
He
come
just
back
broke
up
down
now.
the door.
You might just come on up now.
The Lakers
He's looking good. He got a haircut.
Look at ooh! I had to get fresh. You feel me?
He got a haircut and everything. I'm getting mine this weekend, but it's all good.
Yes, sir.
It is the Fadeaway NBA podcast.
Right, I'm getting mine.
Episode 12.
This rag is getting done tomorrow.
Ooh, y'all getting fresh out here.
We have a full panel tonight. Myself, Coach Spotlight of the Spotlight Sports Network. Got Coach Donte. Got Robert from the Philly Sports Talk Podcast. Eric, the depressed Laker fan from the S.C Experience. We got Coach Key in the building for her youngins are undefeated. You know, congratulations.
4-0.
And we have Mr. Money Making Mini Me Mitch. What's up?
Mini me. Mini.
So I'm gonna do this thing on the podcast, and every week I'm going to wear a certain throwback jersey. Y'all might not recognize this, but I'm gonna just put the camera down for y'all. This is a Giannis Antetokounmpo high school jersey.
All right.
Giannis Antetokounmpo's high school jersey that I will be rocking today to start the show. We have so many
topics. Y'all
topics.
talking about jerseys. Hold up, y'all. I'll be right back.
I could have worn my Rockets jersey. I could have worn that jersey.
I could have put this on.
Eric came prepared. I mean, y'all knew it was a basketball podcast.
Me and Mitch have wearing the jerseys.
I got my.
At least me and Mitch have our MB jerseys hanging up in the background.
I mean, at least, yeah, right. True.
Then I'm stuck with LeBron on this side, on the side of the background.
Take that off, man. Take that off, Robert. LeBron jersey. He's got a LeBron jersey over there.
Hey, look,
a Christmas gift. You're not going to turn down a LeBron jersey.
I know.
You know?
For me, if it was any Laker jersey I would want, it's Kobe. Kobe is probably the number one guy I would rock a Kobe Laker jersey.
Again.
Donte, you playing 2K? Background, and I heard it on the audio podcast. But I did it for Path to the Draft. I'm like, the whole time he's doing the podcast, he's doing
like 2K.
That's crazy to me. Like, bruh. I'm like, what is going on in his background? I keep hearing this damn whistle. Like, what is going on? I'm waiting for Key to get back so we can get started on the topics, y'all. But before we do that, I just want to shout out to everybody in the chat, like Iris and Vlogs, our sister-in-law, which is Dante's wife, Shayna. What's going on? Our crew, J Productions. He is crazy. Thank you so much, J Productions. Appreciate that. And hopefully make sure y'all share it out. If y'all want to share it out everywhere all social media platforms.
We said Donte, come on now.
So it looked like he has thrown on it looked like a San Antonio Spurs throwback, if I'm not mistaken.
What is?
Oh yeah.
What is it?
21.
Tim Duncan.
Okay, Tim Duncan. Okay.
I had that jersey when I was like 5.
Mr. Fundamentals himself.
Probably arguably one of the greatest power forwards of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mitch, when you 5, damn, you making me feel old.
Yeah, when I was 5, my dad got me that as a birthday gift. He got me a Tim Duncan jersey when I was 5. And yeah.
So even though I know y'all heard right before.
It was his rookie year too, 99.
Oh damn.
Damn, Mitch, I was in high school in 99. What the hell?
How old I was in 99.
Yeah, I was 2.
I'm not gonna tell my age. I'm gonna just
Eric
keep
wasn't
it
even
as
around.
it is. I'm gonna
Eric-
keep it as it is. But
I was
I
in
know
high-
y'all heard.
I was a
Go
freshman in
ahead,
high
Key.
school.
God dang.
I was a freshman in high school.
I think I was in 7th grade because Key has what? How you have a couple years on me, so I was like in 6th grade.
I wasn't even a thought.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that for the group chat. I cannot say that on here. Just know you were still sitting somewhere swimming. That's all I'm gonna just say. That's all I'm gonna just say.
Pause.
Just swimming.
I didn't even say that.
But-
That was him who said that. That was Robert who said pause.
No, that
So-
was Coach Spotlight.
Listen, I kept it a little discreet. I'm just saying. I mean, like, if you catch on, you catch on. I'm just saying. But I know y'all heard the news earlier today about
It's your mother. Pick up.
Mama.
Hey, Raider Gabe's in the chat. What's good?
Mom's in the hospital again. Mom's in the hospital again. Hold on.
All right, go ahead. So, what's going on, Raider Gabe? What's going on, man? Thank you for
Yeah,
tuning in.
he stopped by
Appreciate it.
earlier on my show as well.
So, I know y'all heard the news about Damian Lillard plans to have surgery to address abdominal issue. Sources say, this news just broke not too long ago about Damian Lillard. Is according to I hope ESPN don't act like a goddamn fool and play this stupid stuff, but he's planning to have surgery on an abdominal pain. That was sources to ESPN. He said the final decision on the procedure and the timeline is expected to be determined after the consultations with the doctors this week. The procedure could likely keep Lillard out for 6 to 8 weeks. Sources says his recovery timeline could be determined by the course of the Blazers. The Blazers will take it from there. Last time Lillard did play was on December 31st. Right now, Portland is in the 10th place in the Western Conference, and the team is 4-7 without Lillard this season. Fellow backcourt star CJ McCollum is out indefinitely after sustaining a collapsed lung. So, just another thing too that they did say that he did aggravate his abdominal injury playing in Team USA at the Tokyo Olympics last summer. He battled the issue throughout the season as his shooting and scoring numbers have taken a dip this season. 6-time All-Star was averaging 24.7.3 assists in 29 games, and the Blazers start a 6-game road trip beginning Thursday. For the panel, how significant is this going to be, knowing that CJ McCollum had a collapsed lung, so you're not going to see him? Now you see Damian Lillard. How bad does it get in Portland? How bad does it get?
I think it's very bad.
How bad does it get for Portland for the injury? So I'm gonna go Portland.
How bad it gets for both sides?
Oh, for Damian Lillard, that shows what type of warrior he kind of is a little bit. But you know, again, man, it's so much stress when you're doing it all by yourself, especially when you don't got your backcourt mate out there. CJ McCollum is only so far you can take this Blazers team, an organization that has not really put no pieces around you, no bench. There's only so much you can do, just like Tracy McGrady. I mean, hey, you think about the great ones that have been rammed into the ground. Tracy McGrady was kind of rattled and worn out by the time he came to Houston. That's how he had some of those back injuries and stuff. He used to doing it all. Same thing, Damian Lillard. CJ McCollum is the backcourt mate, but we all knew that, I mean, with those two being the best players on their team, that's not going to get it done in the Western Conference. You're not beating the Warriors. You're not beating the Lakers. You're not better than Minnesota. You're not better than those in Phoenix Suns. You're not better than those Dallas Mavericks. Those teams up there, those Memphis Grizzlies. You're not better than those with that backcourt. Like, they should have been broken that backcourt up ever since they made the Western Conference Finals, when they blew those leads every game of that series. They should have been broke that backcourt up. Now it's gonna hurt them. And since Damian Lillard's so loyal, I mean, he just needs to come out and say, man, I want to go. I put all my heart into it. I did what I could. It just ain't. It's nothing here left for me to do. They have not done anything to make the organization better. And that's why you're seeing guys like McCollum and him study getting worn out because they put so much stress on their shoulders and they have to do so much for the team. They can't sit on a bench. They got to keep getting back up off the bench. They're on the floor all the time. They're on the floor all the time. And you don't got no guys that can defend, that can keep these guys off of the ball, away from the best players. You don't got those guys like that. You got an inconsistent Robert Covington. You got an inconsistent Nasir Little. You got Yusuf Nurkic is good, but he doesn't stay healthy. He does not stay healthy. You don't have a bench. Your best player on the bench was Anthony Simons. That is bad. When your best player on the bench is Anthony Simons, your best player was Gary Trent. He's in Toronto. Look what he's doing in Toronto right now. He's balling. They're in the playoff picture right now. I was
kind of mad that Portland let him go because he definitely helped them out in that second.
And then you get Norman Powell, but guess what? He's hurt all the time. So what you got in Portland, you don't have nothing in Portland. That's more stress on Damian Lillard. So again, that's why I talk about the organization all the time. That's why I say they're a joke. They have not done nothing for these guys. And I don't know why these guys still allow CJ McCollum continuously gets hurt over and over. Now you're seeing that wear and tear on Damian Lillard.
Robert.
I just think it's just like, I think it's bad for both sides because, like I said previously, like loyalty can get you so far in the NBA, but the fact that Damian Lillard is now out with what could be for 6 to 8 weeks with an abdominal injury, and then the fact that most of the players that can't stay healthy, you pretty much can call Portland the injury city of the NBA. I just think, Damian just needs to say it straight, like just trade me because if y'all are not gonna build around me, I think I should need out. And same thing could be said for CJ McCollum, because Nurkic, he's inconsistent with health wise. And Donte said, like the best player you got it. Anthony Simons on the bench. That's unacceptable. Robert Covington is inconsistent as hell. Even from the Sixers side, we've seen how inconsistent Rocco is. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on in Portland, but someone's poisoning the water hole.
Somebody pissed in the Portland Cheerios. That's how I see
it. Pretty much.
That's exactly how I see it. Eric, coming from you being the Western Conference, in the Western Conference with Donte and all of me, Key, Robert, and Mitch is all on the East Coast, what are your thoughts, on, Dame Lillard is getting his surgery, is going to be out 6 to 8 weeks, and what should they, how does this benefit, like, in some way? Because I just seem like, Dame, you had this abdominal pain since the Olympics, and you played through it. So just what's your thoughts on it overall?
The loyalty got to his head. That's what I'm going to say. He kept trying to play for them. He kept trying to put his heart and soul into the Portland team when the Portland team hasn't even been putting their heart and soul into him. So it didn't make sense why Damian Lillard came out and said continuously, I don't want to get traded. I want to stay here. Why stay with an organization? I get it. You want to be loyal. You want to be that guy to bring a chip to Portland. But when Portland is not doing everything they can to help you out, then what's the point of staying there? You feel me? So look, Donte said it all and Robert said it all. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet at the end. Portland is DONE. They are done. That's it. That organization is going to go full rebuild. They are done. That's all I'm going to say there. And fast recoveries for you, Damian Lillard, man. You're a great player. I hope you could come back stronger. But please leave Portland, man. Come to the Lakers. You already know where it is.
Don't start that. Don't start that. He probably he's from the Bay, so he might go to the Warriors before.
Oh my God. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'll stop watching NBA at that
point. Key, let us know how you feeling about this whole situation with Dame. How you feeling?
Oh, man. Portland is 16-24. Surprised they won 16 games with the team that they have.
Right.
Just Dame's just this loyal guy. I've said this before. your dream is to get into the NBA, to win games, and eventually have win some championships under your belt. Dame said he don't care about none of that. Excuse me?
Why are you here then?
Excuse me? Why are you you're gonna be like AI? You just didn't get it, you just didn't have that team there. So you're gonna go down guards in NBA history to have a ring to show for it. That's ridiculous to me. I understand loyalty, but it's going to get you somewhere. Loyalty is not going to get you a ring, especially if your organization is not going to put no pieces around you. So for him being loyal, want to stay in Portland, I don't know. I think towards his end, he's going to say, okay, maybe it's time for me to get a ring, but it might be a little bit too late. Then if he finally realizes that he has to get out of Portland now, if he wants at least some type of ring, he could at least had 2 or 3 rings by now if he would want it out of Portland. But Dame get better, CJ get better. Like Arku's been saying, they're not saying tank, but they gotta get some pieces in there to help Dame if he wants to stay in Portland. They gotta get some pieces around him.
True.
What,
Mitch?
Do I really have to address this comment first?
No, you don't even have to address the comments. Just go ahead, man. Just go ahead, bro.
All right.
You got it.
All right. Damian Lillard last year, he was top 5 and he was like arguably top 5, top 10 player. He's still that, in my opinion, despite having the team around him, it's bad and everything. It goes to the GM. It goes to the GM and it goes to the owners. It goes to the people upstairs. What are you looking at when you're watching the game? What are you seeing here? You see a dysfunctional team. The coach can't handle this team at all. It's just a very bad organization right now. They need to fix it up, period. In the story. Damian Lillard, get better. One of my favorite players, just get better.
Yeah, I think his loyalty, for me, is a little bit too big at this point. I understand you wanted to give it a second chance because they got rid of their head coach and they brought in Chauncey Billups. I could completely understand you don't want to give up on this team because you want to give that coach a chance before you decide to walk out. But now you have this domino, and then CJ McCollum has these collapsed lungs, and your best 2 players on the court are no longer there. So Portland, right now, I think you just need to play the tank and regroup next season, just like Arku said. So at the end of the day, I just hope that he gets better, and I just hope that and wish that he reconsiders leaving Portland. Just reconsider it, bro. Understand it might take a lot to trade you, but if you come back 100% after this abdominal injury and this surgery, you can definitely say he can be back in the top 5 in the league. Right now, you can't even call him top 5 because he's hurt. So best ability is availability. So me personally, I just hope that he reconsiders after this injury of like, damn, like this is what I really gotta go to. Address what comments? What are you talking about, Briley Denton? I didn't see nothing that you said.
He was
talking about the comment I said about
talking about the other comment.
What about the Lakers?
Yeah.
Listen, when it comes to Lakers stuff, I don't have no Laker topic. So with that being said, I'm not addressing anything that comes from the Los Angeles Lakers. There's no Laker news, but one thing I can say about the Lakers that Russell Westbrook leads the league in turnovers with 59. That's one thing I can say. He leads the league in turnovers with 59. But y'all expect the Lakers to go to the playoffs with a point guard that turns the ball over at least 8 times a night.
He created my background.
Enough said.
But we do address comments. So we do address comments. So it's
yeah, we address comments. It's just that
one comment, but we address them.
So another story came out I saw this morning about the Brooklyn Nets. Pretty interesting story here about Kevin Durant. Are they mishandling him in Brooklyn? And I read this article in Bleacher Report, and they saying Kevin Durant doesn't want to hear about how many minutes he's playing. The subject of Durant's minutes is going to continue due to the issues for the Brooklyn Nets, who have lost 5 of their last 7 games. In the process of bringing Kyrie Irving back into the rotation, Monday night's 114-108 loss to the Portland Trailblazers that we literally just talked about came on the second of the night and back to back about 36 hours after an overtime win at home against San Antonio, followed by a 6-hour flight. So Durant did play 42 minutes in Portland after playing 43 minutes against the Spurs. On the season, he averaged 37.4 minutes per game, second only to Toronto's Fred VanVleet, where he does 37.5 minutes. It's the heaviest workload since the MVP season, which is 38.5 in 2013 and 2014. He's also 33 years old, 2 years removed from a torn Achilles, and cost him the entire 2019-2020 season, playing for a team with every intention still playing in June. Okay, so do you think the workload for Kevin Durant needs to stay where it's at? Or do you feel that they need to start managing his minutes? He played 47 minutes one night, 43 minutes the other night, back-to-back nights. One went into overtime, one didn't. Do you think it's time to have a rotation for Kevin Durant in his office? Because I mean, he's 33 years old. He's getting up there in age. Them bones start to feel different, you know? So Donte, how you feel about this? What you think the Nets to do? Are they mishandling it, or do you feel like they need to work on getting Durant lesser minutes?
Well, they lost 5 straight. It looked like they goddamn need to keep him on the floor because, like I said, but again, I'm gonna say he's getting older. They do need to manage his minutes a little bit, but how much can you manage when your team is losing against teams that's not even good? And Kevin Durant just publicly basically called out the team against when they lost against the LA Clippers and saying they just overlooked the Clippers. But how much minutes can you induct when they're struggling, when Kyrie cannot play home games, and you got James Harden not himself since he left the Rockets. That's why I think to some degree the Rockets kind of want to trade in some spur, even though the Rockets are kind of down because James Harden is not himself. Because you know why? He's not getting those same calls anymore. Those swipe through calls that turned into 3-point, that turned into 4-point plays earlier in his career, that turned in that the refs will always call. He's not getting those calls anymore since they changed their rule. The man averaging his worst 22 points per game. The last time he averaged 25 his first year with the Houston Rockets. After that 25, he never averaged anything less. His scoring went up and up. Now this is by far since that first year with the Rockets, that's his low scoring average, 22 points per game. His turnovers is still up. The team is not good on defense. They don't have anything outside of Kevin Durant or James Harden because Kyrie can't play home games at all, and that's gonna hurt him in the playoffs. So how much can you manage his minutes? How much would that be an impact factor against the Bucks, the Red Hot Chicago Bulls, even the Miami Heat? How much can that a factor if you limit his minutes? Right now they're a struggling basketball team, and Kevin Durant called them out on multiple occasions, and I can go by, kind of to seducing his minutes. But if this keeps if these losing keep coming up and they not being able to put it together on the defensive end, I can see them minutes staying the same. But it's a here and there, man. I will restructure his minutes a little bit, but when you don't have a Kyrie Irving that can't play every single game, that definitely can make it hard. And now this James Harden, can you really trust this James Harden can take this team out there and keep teams up on their heels? I don't think so, because he's not getting those same calls anymore with the Houston Rockets. If he was getting those same calls and the rules had changed, yes, you can rely on that part. But now, if you have to give Kevin Durant a rest or restrict his minutes, how much that's going to work without Kyrie playing those big home games, those big time home games, especially in the playoffs? How much can that go on? So again, you could, but then again, how much can you do it without Kyrie Irving being able to not play every game?
We got a few valid points there. Robert, how you feel about this? What you think what needs to be done for Kevin Durant? Do you think they're mishandling him, or do you feel like
I don't think they're mishandling him.
Okay.
But I do think they need to restructure his minutes because, like you said, he is 2 years removed from that torn Achilles. He's getting up there in age, and like Donte said, like James Harden cannot be trusted and they're so horrible on the defensive end of the floor. Kyrie, like Donte kind of brought it up too. Like without Kyrie playing home games, that's going to really put a lot more stress on KD and James Harden. And we all know, like, we don't know how much longer KD's going to be doing this before he retires. So I mean, at this point, if they keep losing, I wouldn't be surprised if they lowered his minutes a lot more than if they keep on losing.
Come on, the Anastasia of Puerto Rico. Come on, Eric. Come on, man.
Look. I'm about to throw down the spear, man, because this is ridiculous. Let's keep that same energy. All that talk of Lakers. They're doing poorly. Where's that for the Nets, bro? The Nets have lost 5 straight, like Donte said. And this is ridiculous because they have James Harden, they have KD, and they've been having KD and Harden throughout the whole season. Maybe
we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, Eric. Like
no, you ain't about to defend them. No, you ain't about to cut me off.
I'm not defending them, but what I am going to do is that you're not going to make it seem like the Lakers ain't lose more than 5 games straight.
But we only talk about the Lakers. Where's that same energy for the Nets?
It is the same. It is the same energy. It's the same energy as far as this. It's the same energy because they both have star power on both teams, and both teams are playing lackluster. They both are playing lackluster, but the Lakers came in this season with higher hopes than Brooklyn. And you know that. And you know why? Because of Westbrook and all the acquisitions you made in the offseason. That's why the Lakers. That's why the Lakers
had high hopes because of Westbrook is dumb. That's
no, it's not just.
I didn't even have high hopes.
All the moves that were made in the offseason. You went out and got Carmelo Anthony. You got. Look.
You're a coach, right? Think of this. Your team is intact, right? You guys win the championship, whatever. You go into the next season, you get 7 new players. You don't think chemistry is going to be off rip? Don't you think?
It's been analysts out there. One Shaw got
it's down there past Christmas break.
No, listen.
How many it's past Christmas break?
No, I'm not blaming on the chemistry. But I'm saying high hopes. Donte, what are you saying, bro?
They should have figured it out. They should have figured it out.
Listen, I'm talking about the high hopes. Listen. Like, are you gonna let me talk or what? Are you gonna let me talk or what? This is ridiculous at this point. Listen here. All right. This is the thing. I'm not blaming it on chemistry, but I'm saying whoever had high hopes on a team that was gonna be new since the bat, it wasn't gonna work. We have a bunch of old heads. It wasn't. So all these analysts saying
we're not gonna sit here and do that, Eric. We're really not. You're not gonna sit here and make no excuse for the Lakers because this is my thing. You went out and got Carmelo Anthony. Y'all, they thought they already said Lakers is in the NBA Finals when you got Carmelo. When you went out and got Westbrook, that said is an automatic bid for the Lakers to come out the West. Automatic. And then you went out and got all these other role players that it was like, okay, they got a bench now. They brought back Dwight Howard. You added some depth. Cool. Everybody was talking about how the Lakers was supposed to go to the NBA Finals. It was a guaranteed ticket. They said that, and that's why I feel that same energy with the Brooklyn Nets. But knowing that the reason why Brooklyn Nets is a little bit different because Kyrie can't play in home games, so that's the state mandate. So with that being said, both of them teams get the same.
James Harden
it's
is
just
2
that
times
the Lakers have more stars.
Season,
I mean, when I say higher expectations, yeah, they have the Nets coming out the East, but they said that the Lakers will win the championship with this team. I still don't see that.
Look, we were supposed to be a championship team. It's always the Lakers organization has always been a team that needs to win. And I'm not making excuses for it. I'm not saying chemistry is messing it up. I'm saying those high hopes these analysts were saying is ridiculous. It's the same people that say Iguodala over Curry and shots. Are we really going to pay attention to these analysts? At the end of the day, it wasn't going to work out since the start. We all knew this, and I knew this, and I made excuses the first couple of weeks because of the chemistry, and that was the beginning of the season. And then you seen every play-by-play, I call this team out because we need to play better. But when it comes to the Nets, we got to think of it as AD has been glass. He's been out for the last 3 weeks, right? And James Harden has been playing, and James Harden is 2 times better than Westbrook. Are we going to agree on that? James Harden is 2 times better than Westbrook. So
that's understandable. But Westbrook still has a bigger name than James Harden in his league.
Yeah. And look, this is the thing. It's the role and it's the position Westbrook's in, and he can't take the pressure being in LA. And that's why it does not work. And it's disappointing because I wanted my Lakers to win a championship. I said literally Warriors, Suns. I said it time and time again. Those are my 2 Western Conference healthy-wise, unless something changes.
Memphis Grizzlies say hello.
On the Nets,
Laker fan.
Yeah, on the
because
Nets,
these Laker fans out here, they still think it's a lot of time left for them to automatically good bid in the NBA Finals. They're not looking over the Warriors. They're looking over the Suns. They're looking over all these good teams that are better than them and they're younger than them at that.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies.
Think of Memphis. I was about to talk about the Memphis Grizzlies. Look at the Memphis Grizzlies. They beat us every time that we played them this season. And I get it. AD is out, whatever. That's one thing. But Westbrook needs to get his foot out of his ass and stop letting the LA pressure get to him. But on to the Nets. The Nets have been a team where they've been more intact than us and is the same way as us. We need to win. They need to win. And we're both not winning. So at the end of the day,
actually, the Nets haven't been intact because Kyrie all 3 of them haven't played that much. So they haven't had
just Kyrie.
Kyrie,
but at the same time, too, Donte, when they were playing together, they were still doing load management.
They were doing horrible.
Yeah, they were still doing load management.
And that's what I hate about load management. Thank you, Kawhi, for making load management a damn abuser of it. He's the number 1 abuser of it. But my thing is this: we got to keep that same energy with the Brooklyn Nets because when all 3 of them was together and was healthy, 1 would play and 2 would sit out, and then 2 would play and 1 sit out. So they never had chemistry.
Yeah, but what makes to get to my point, the Lakers so much worse because again, even though Anthony Davis is glass, when he was on the floor, how good was the Lakers still? It wasn't good. There was a 500 team at best.
But when you think of Kyrie,
that would make it much worse. They were 500 team at best. Still,
think of this. Kyrie, James Harden, and KD. You're telling me that trio ain't better than Westbrook, AD, and LeBron?
It's not. As long as LeBron is on that side, it's not.
With Westbrook, they're doing what he's doing? Really?
But Westbrook is getting the more respect than Kyrie because Kyrie is sitting out because of
he's sitting out,
vaccine. Over a vaccine, so it's a bit different in there. AD is just he's just made of glass, and I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin Durant turned that way if these minutes don't go down.
Yeah, the thing is with the Brooklyn Nets is Steve Nash. When it comes to players becoming coaches, some of them don't pan out, some of them do. I just feel like Steve Nash, I don't know what he's doing, honestly. He's got pieces like Patty Mills where he could substitute for KD a lot. I don't know why he doesn't do it. I get it. KD's your best player, but at the end of the day, LeBron's it does the same thing for LeBron. They're both old, man. They need some time to rest. Their bodies need some time to rest. And with the team around them not performing the way they want them to perform, they have to play the minutes. So, yeah, you're right. I wouldn't doubt it if KD becomes glass. I wouldn't doubt it if James Harden becomes glass. I would not doubt it at all. And same thing goes for LeBron and AD and Westbrook, because it's crazy to me that nobody steps up on both of these teams, right? With the Nets especially, where it's like you got all these players that need to step up, and it's always next man up, regardless of the injuries, regardless of protocols, regardless of how bad you're playing. It's always next man up, and nobody's doing the next man up mentality. Everybody's just sitting back saying, we got a star player, let them do their thing, when it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, I want to help the best player. I want to be the reason why we head to the championship. But I don't think neither team is going to make the championship just because the way they're playing right now, unless something changes at the trade deadline.
Key, I know you just heard all this just go down. Come on, Coach Key, talk to me. What's going on? What's your thoughts?
Wait, hold on. Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker maximize load management. Really?
They didn't maximize load management. Stop it, Victory.
Oh wait,
Come on now.
oh wait. Speaking of Victor, he said it earlier when we got Westbrook. People were saying, "Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Big play Slay. I seen his video of when Westbrook came." Yeah,
I understand that
I ain't
they
big play
used
Slay.
a little bit of
That
load
was my
management.
stream, yeah.
They used a little bit of the load management, but they didn't use it to an extent like Kawhi Leonard did. Kawhi Leonard did it every other night, damn near.
Wait,
Because
I
I think it was like even load management between those three.
wait. Can somebody explain to me why Kawhi's out real quick? Just quick question.
ACL.
I forgot.
He
ACL.
tore his ACL.
When was
Was it
it?
like last year?
He
was like a
tore
couple
his
years
ACL in the
ago?
playoffs last year.
Oh,
Okay, last year.
It was last year.
All right, go ahead, Key.
Honestly, I don't see this big three staying in Brooklyn for long. I don't. I think KD's gonna leave. I think, matter of fact, I think all three of them gonna go. Where did they go? Who knows? Kyrie's hurting them for not playing at home because he's a part-time player. I've never seen that shit in the NBA in my life. How are you a part-time player? This is not your regular 9 to 5 when you can clock in and clock out part-time hours, only have 4 days on and 3 days off. Get out of here. So, I mean,
He's treated like the WWE with
It's-
Brock
it's
Lesnar
going-
and
it's
John
hurting
Cena
him.
being part-time.
Oh my god.
It's hurting the Nets big time for them not playing at home because they need a bright spot at home. They need someone who's healthy at home. KD and Harden is not going to give you that back-to-back nights. So they don't have nobody else. But Nicholas, okay. You got Aldridge out now. Blake Griffin, Bruce Brown. No, that's not going to work. So KD has to put up these minutes. And you wear KD out, you're in the East.
You're pretty much
is
screwed
gonna
at that
win
point.
in the finals. I can possibly see Chicago being up there. So, yeah, this big three is not going to be there next year. Either not next year. Somebody's getting traded. Somebody's going here, but them three are not going to be together in Brooklyn. And then Brooklyn is going to have to start all over again.
Yeah. So
Bitch.
for me, I'm looking at the Nets schedule right now. The last time the Nets were on a losing streak, it was not 5, it was 3. They lost to the Sixers, Clippers, and we're probably going to talk about Paul George later on in the show, and Memphis, who are red hot. So you're going to need Kyrie for those teams, and they were all at home. That losing streak, every game was at home. So that's when the bench needs to step up, but they're too old. You have Aldridge and Griffin. Like, you can't really do anything with those guys anymore. You just can't. So, KD needs the minutes. He needs them.
I'll say this. I think the Brooklyn Nets put too much money into those three, and you can't do nothing else with it. That's why I think they went out and got a Blake Griffin. They brought LaMarcus Aldridge back on smaller contracts because they can't go out and get a real elite player like they want to because you have Kyrie getting paid big money just to be a part-time player. You have KD getting paid big time money and he got to play 40 minutes a game. And then you have James Harden and he's getting big money. And yeah, it's just not looking good at this point when it comes to the Brooklyn Nets, when it comes to Kevin Durant in this whole situation. Hopefully they can sort it out to the best of their ability. So
I mean, they're still second in the
Isn't the
top
Nets
ten.
against the cap this year because of the contracts that they have right now?
yes,
So and that's a good point because like that's the reason why, and that's another thing too. Like if you can't get a superstar player because you're so screwed against the cap because you still got KD, who knows how long he's going to last. Same with James Harden and those two guys you can't really rely on. I mean, the only guy sometimes they can rely on is probably Patty Mills, but how long you're going to rely on him? They got no bench whatsoever. Blake Griffin's washed up. LaMarcus Aldridge is still decent.
Harris is having a down year too.
True, but the thing is like the Nets they try to buy a ring,
Or
but
2-year deal with them.
what?
Huh?
Who had a 2-year
What was
deal?
his contract?
Who's?
Aren't you talking about Patty? Is it Patty
I'm
Mills that
talking
you're
about
talking about?
KD.
Oh, KD?
I don't know.
All right, so question for the panel. He says, where do you see KD going if he leaves Brooklyn?
Oh, that's a good question.
The question is, I don't think he leaves Brooklyn. I think he resigns.
Because that's his best chance. I mean,
where else do he really need to go? Would you go bring him to the Lakers? Well, I mean, if you think about it, the Lakers just can spend money on players like they just got all this money in the goddamn world and they don't have no cap space. Shit, why not go to the Lakers? You can't
maybe Sacramento to kind of help out a little bit.
He ain't going no goddamn Sacramento.
No, he's going to a contender.
He's going to go to a contender. He's going to bandwagon like he did before after he left Oklahoma City.
He'll go to Miami. I feel like Miami.
Like a Miami or go to
maybe Cleveland.
No.
Cleveland has potential. They have potential, but I don't see him going. I don't see him going to Cleveland.
That's really tough because
I can see if
Chicago.
if they really want to put the money out, go to Memphis.
Yeah,
Chicago?
you know what? Memphis makes sense.
You know what? I'm gonna give you a wild card. I'm gonna give y'all a wild card where I can see Kevin Durant going. His hometown, Washington. They're not so bad. With Brad, just imagine if Bradley Beal still stay there, and I think his heart in Washington. I can see him actually going to his hometown, Washington.
He could have did that when he was a free agent. He decided not to do that. So technically, you are bandwagon because now the Wizards are winning, and you didn't want to go there when they wasn't winning. Now when they're winning, you want to hop there. One thing about KD, and that's what I've learned about KD, only team that he went to that he definitely had to help build was OKC. Every other team that he went to, it was already pieces around.
Pretty like Golden State. I mean, a perfect example. I mean, after his Golden not his Golden State, but his OKC days with Russ, Serge Ibaka, and I guess you could probably say the same thing for Serge Ibaka after he left OKC, kind of like hopped up to what
he didn't leave. He got traded.
Or traded, but it's just like as soon as they blew up that team, OKC was pretty much never the same after that. And that's only the time where actually Portland was actually pretty good in the play, knocked them out of the playoffs. So I mean, I don't know, man. I think either Miami, I think Memphis, Miami. It's going to come down to Miami or Memphis for KD.
And speaking of the Memphis Grizzlies, did they get the NBA respect yet? Did they earn the NBA's respect yet? Because this is how I feel about it. They're going out and beating those elite teams on a night-to-night basis. Last night, Ja just hit the game winner to beat the Warriors. Beat the Warriors in their own fashion. So, did the Grizzlies put the NBA on notice like this the team you do not want to mess with going down the stretch? So Donte or anybody want to go first? Because me personally, the NBA gotta respect the Grizzlies now. They gotta respect the Grizzlies because they're playing to a point where Ja is the star. But who's their number 2? Who's their number 3? They don't have a super team, and they're still doing it, beating these. The Warriors kind of like a super team, but they build around it through the draft. But still, they beat a top caliber team, and they're beating team. No offense, they did beat the Lakers. They beat the Lakers. They go toe to toe with the Suns. These guys fight, man. So did they earn the NBA's respect? Did they put the NBA on notice that the Grizzlies are here?
For me, well, first off, before I forget about this, there was this clip going around after Ja hit that game winner, and he goes to the camera, put some respect on my name, and he goes to the locker room. So you can tell that he demands respect. In my opinion, he's the MVP right now next to Joel Embiid, next to Curry. He's top 5. So John Morant's got my respect. The NBA needs to look at them more. But here's the thing. It's Memphis. It's not a high market team. So that's what's going to hurt them. It's not like a LA. It's not like a Philly. It's not like a New York Knicks.
Or the
It's
Boston
not-
Celtics.
So do the NBA need to start putting these smaller cities on notice? Because right now, those bigger cities that you just named, none of them are better than the Grizzlies right now.
Yeah, I agree. They're just not a high market team, and they don't bring a lot of ratings to the ESPNs apparently. But
They're getting a lot of hype on ESPN.
That's
they're
true.
from what
winning.
I've seen, they haven't. From what I've seen,
What? Every highlight reel
Yeah.
Sports Center top 10 is like at least 2 or 3 Grizzlies in that top 10 of Sports Center.
I was talking about their games. Are there games on ESPN?
Their games is on NBA TV, which is still a high caliber network.
It's still a high
That's
That's a
caliber
national
network.
network.
Yeah, it is. It is. But when it goes more on the ESPN and they keep talking about them more, they'll get more respect.
And I would not be surprised. And I'm gonna throw a bold prediction out there. If they keep being a small market and they keep playing like this, I can see the Grizzlies coming out the West. If they keep this up. That's my bold prediction. Because I feel like you don't need to have games on I don't think you need to have games and have that stardom on ESPN. John Moran is on ESPN, which I think is high. I think he's already on ESPN on the highlight reel.
Yeah,
As
that is true.
Blocking shots with 2 instead of 1 hands, dunking on people. They don't need to play on ESPN. He's all over ESPN.
And Coach Spotlight, think about this too. Like, look, we all know that they play even better when John Brown is not even on the floor. That's why I think this is why keep Memphis on notice. Even like obviously John Brown is probably their number one. In my eyes, apparently you got Dylan Brooks, Tyus Jones. I mean, just to name a few off that Memphis team, that can be secondary scores. Valanciunas,
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah, I mean,
he's the number 2.
I mean, to be honest, I think Memphis is really putting the NBA on notice. It's like we are here, we are contending. No wonder, despite we're a small market team, and I think they're very fun to watch. And John is just John is really something special to watch. And I think Memphis did a great job snatching him up in the draft.
Here, go ahead. I'm sorry, I used up the drink.
Wait, did he say me? Yeah.
Yes. Are you Eric?
I thought we were gonna go like Key and then me. That's why. What I'm gonna say about this Memphis Grizzlies team is they need to get some respect, and they should have got respect like a week and a half ago. I don't know why it's still being brought up here. They should have had respect a week and a half ago, maybe even farther than that, because what we've seen from this Grizzlies team is determination and a bunch of young studs trying to make a name for themselves, and they're making names for themselves. On top of that is I don't know why they ever got rid of Valanciunas. It didn't make sense to me. I think this team would have been easily a top 2 team in the West if they still kept Valanciunas there. Valanciunas was a key piece in that team rebounding.
Ain't Steven Adams there too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Steven Adams he's not bad. He's not Valanciunas, but defensively, I think he's great for them.
John needs a Joel Embiid type of play. See, Valanciunas was that underrated big that I liked on there. I didn't think he needed to go to the Pelicans because I don't think Valanciunas fits with the Pelicans. I'm gonna be honest.
It was a trade.
Yeah. So they should have never got rid of him. But even then, they're playing phenomenal. I think maybe one more piece will establish them. But I still think they're a championship contender team, man, and they're proving it day in and day out. And if they get that one more player, they're gonna be scary good, man. They'll probably pass one of the Warriors or Suns, man. They're playing that high, and it's crazy, man. They're on a 10-game winning streak. That's crazy, man. Who would have thought in the beginning of the season that Memphis was going to be this good? We all thought they were going to be in the playoffs, but so respect to John Morant. John Morant's an MVP candidate. Of course, he should be a candidate. At least a candidate if they're not going to name him MVP. An all-star, of course. And yeah, he's a great player, man. He's one of the best point guards in the league right now.
Donte.
Yeah, when you guys say something like I say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mm-hmm. The team for Memphis right now is perfect right now. You don't need another player to come in that's gonna want the ball. You don't need that right now. You got complementary players as well as 3-and-D guys that works perfectly. That is perfectly for Ja Morant. Dylan Brooks, 3-and-D. Desmond Bane, averaging 17 a game. Steven Adams get you toughness in rebounds in the paint. I'm gonna reach all these last games that they played, and most of these games were competition games. Where these are contending teams. They beat Brooklyn in Brooklyn by 14. They demolish them. The Cavs, they're a playoff team, right? They beat them by 10 because of Ja Morant down the stretch. The Pistons, they're bad. They're a lottery team. Clippers, Paul George, they pretty respectable. They came back and beat Denver last night after down by 25. But I'm gonna get into Denver tomorrow. I'm gonna get into Denver tomorrow on that. Lakers smacking them around the whole year. And supposed to be the best team in the West, the Warriors, and they beat them by 8. They beat them by 8. This team is very good enough. And if you just look at everybody in Desmond Bane, who's a good shooter, averaging 17 points per game. If Jaren Jackson Jr. can stay healthy, he can be that second scorer. Jaren Jackson Jr. and sometimes he gets in foul trouble a lot. Sometimes he gets in foul trouble a lot. So that will limit him really on the floor. You got Desmond Bane, like I said, averaging 17 points per game, 87% from the free throw line. You got Dylan Brooks, who's a 3-and-D guy who can give you 20 points per game, but he's been out. They've still been winning. Dylan Brooks averaged 18 a game. So that's balanced scoring. Jaren Jackson Jr., imagine if this guy is healthy. Imagine if he's all the way healthy. He's that second scorer next to Ja Morant. So this team is perfect right now for where it's set up. And like I say, man, these guys are some workhorses. Taylor Jenkins, if he keeps this up, if they finish in the top 2, top 3, that's my coach of the year. Taylor Jenkins for Memphis will be my coach of the year if he keeps this up.
So I guess Key probably won't be coming back no time soon. Probably got a phone call or whatever. But yeah, I think I just feel like with Memphis, I understand Damian how they're going to do in the playoffs. I think they're getting over that hump. They're learning how to win tough games early this season, and I think that winning those tough games in the regular season definitely converts over to the playoffs. You don't want to keep playing teams that's going to be blown out. They're winning tough games, and they're winning tough games in a great fashion, just like last night against the Golden State. Next topic of the day, y'all. Next topic of here. Key brought this to my attention. I don't know too much about it. I don't know if y'all know too much about it. NBA players are complaining about being booed. What is going on with this?
Julius Randle.
Tobias Harris.
I don't think Tobias Harris had anything to say about getting booed. From what I've seen.
Shit, Westbrook should be getting booed, but he doesn't even get booed.
Tobias Harris was like...
I know he said something about it.
He didn't like getting booed.
He addressed it as saying that it just gives him more fuel.
And then he didn't want the fans to clap. So I'm like, all right.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like NBA players complain too much in general. Now you want to complain this. I think they complain too much in general. And Key, about this whole situation with the players. Key, where you go? Key. I think she must have froze up. I don't know.
So
I don't know. But I think the NBA players complain too much. They complain too much about fouls. They complain too much about ticky-tacky. I don't know. Key is trying to figure it out. She's trying to switch. I don't know what she was doing. But what is this whole situation about players are complaining about getting booed? You might have to calm down, Key. You might have to calm down because you're looking like Minecraft at this moment.
Oh.
I get that all the time when my internet starts to come out. I get that all the time.
Yeah.
Key,
Can
can you hear us now?
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear you.
we can.
I
Now
can
we
hear you.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Freaking internet, man. Ah, okay.
The hell?
Say what you said again. Bad.
What is this whole thing about the NBA players complaining about getting booed?
Oh, don't get me started on this topic. All right.
I mean,
So,
you brought it to my
this is the
attention.
deal is right. So what happened was I know it was an issue with Randall in New York.
Okay.
Don't do that. Excuse me, sir. Tell me not to boo. I understand every night in y'all play, but here's my thing. I'm paying for him and play. If y'all absolutely play like it, I deserve the boo. I deserve performance. You think I'm going to sit back there and say, "Yeah, good job"? No, get out of
Well,
here.
Damien said you got Taco Bell Wi-Fi.
Y'all need some tougher skin. You play like poop. It's not just for Philly. That's not just for.
Key, I don't know what's going on, but you're going in and out now. I don't know if you got. I don't know what type.
I'm
of
sure you
PC.
probably.
Key, we can't hear you. You're breaking up. I don't know what's going on.
It's,
If you have an Ethernet cord, at least plug in your Ethernet cord, at least. But Sleeping Angel says Zach LaVine got booed yesterday when he was doing terrible in the first half. If you're underperforming, you're going to get booed. I'm sorry. That's a fact.
yep.
That is a known fact. You like he was saying, I could understand some of the stuff that she was saying. She was saying, like, if I pay tickets to go to a game, I have every right to boo. If you're not playing to the caliber that I expect you to play, and you're playing like dog-ish, then you're going to get booed for me. You might get more than a boo. You might just get a whole curse out. So I just feel like NBA players, you get paid all this money, and you I don't want to curse, but you bitch and complain all the time like female dogs. I'm sorry, you do. And then when it comes to fouls, everything gotta be a foul. No offense to LeBron James, but he does it the most. He complains every time. James Harden complains every time. There are two players that I know that complains about a foul, no matter if I hit you on the index finger or just tap you like this. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Dame used to do it too. Kyrie used to do it too. It's just terrible how the NBA has gotten so soft. Like y'all got so in touch with y'all female feelings. It ain't no more masculinity in the NBA anymore.
I'm just gonna say this: it's soft. This generation right now, the internet, basketball players, whatever it is, it's soft. I mean, you
soft
can't
as
really.
Scott tissue.
Yeah, you can't do anything. Do you guys remember when it was the OKC against the Sixers in Wells Fargo? And I don't know if it was, and Russell Westbrook got the flip off, and he was like, "Who the hell is this?" That's what NBA is. I miss that. And I was watching a documentary about that guy. He still gets recognized and asked for pictures.
Key went to her phone. That's exactly what she did.
That guy's a doctor, and you getting pictures like there's no tomorrow.
But at the end of the day, I did rephrase it for you, Key. You know, we pay our hard-earned money to go there and watch these guys perform to the highest level, and they play like dog shit. And then we have a right to boo. When you have NBA players airballing foul shots, sorry, you're going to get booed. It's shit like that.
Like Joel Embiid said it best. He said, "If I play like shit, y'all deserve to boo me. I deserve to get booed. I don't want to hear, oh, well, we professionals and we go out here, y'all go to try to do it. I bet you we'll put on a better performance than y'all professionals are so-called doing. It's play with effort. I know Philly is tough to play for, but I'm not just talking about Philly. I'm talking about anywhere you go. New York, Boston, Vegas. California, Chicago, wherever you go, you play like shit, they're going to boo.
Right.
Yeah, it reminds me of a certain player, but I'm not going to bring up his name.
Eric, what you think about it? Because it look like you just texting. Oh, you texting that boy.
Oh no, I'm making I'm fixing my YouTube video. Honestly, we all know this is the era of softness, and we got to deal with it, man. We can't keep bringing it up. At this point, we just got to accept it. It's not gonna change. It's not going to, y'all. I'm sorry, man. It ain't, and I hate it because I wish I was born in the 80s, 90s, because I want to see that type of, a physical, like physical being all physical.
Like volleyball.
Yeah, I'd rather see that than see a bunch of people cry all the time. I mean, you said it best. I mean, I can't say nothing.
Bad
I
boy
mean, that's the
Pistons.
problem with the Lakers. They all complain too much and don't go back on defense, and then it bites us in the ass. It's like, bro, come on, just you don't get the call. Oh, well, the refs are bad. They're shit. So just go back on D and go play defense, man. So, I mean, I had a problem with Julius Randle doing that, but at the same time, he did come back, and they did end up winning that game. So I could see why he started talking trash after the game. He's like, if you're gonna, I get that mindset where it's like, if you're gonna boo me now, boo me when I win, and that's the mindset a lot of players got. Which I get it, sometimes I do it when I play soccer. I'm like, if you're gonna freaking hate me, hate me now. But when I scored, and you know what? So, I mean, but it's no excuse for complaining. It's no excuse for whining. Like, oh, this little kid in the stands said I suck. Like, come on, man. Grow a pair of balls, play some basketball, and show us that you're.
He's
Yeah,
a cojones.
The ticket sales is half your salary. Like, we pay your salary.
Yeah.
So yes, we have every right to boot your stinking ass if you're playing like poop.
Yeah, like we don't pay for, like, I mean, over here in LA it's pretty expensive. Let's just say like $80 tickets just to see Westbrook go 3 for 30. Wait, so a fan gets accidentally hit by the face by a ball and they can complain about the player that busts their ass off every day to perform for free. I remember that one. I remember that one.
But the thing about it is, Damien, you bust your ass because you get paid to play. I don't get paid to get a basketball get hit in my face. I paid to come there, but I didn't pay to come there to get a basketball thrown in my face. This is your livelihood as a professional basketball player. Physicality comes with the territory.
And you can say the same thing about football.
Complain
about
football,
if you want to
basketball,
complain
baseball,
about
every sport.
If you want to
basketball.
Right. If you want to bitch and complain about the type of work that you do, then get out of there and quit and look for a new job. Because the NBA, this is a job at the end of the day. It's not. Listen, if you pay me $40 million to throw a basketball in my face, sign me up right now.
Yeah. So like honestly, I just feel like we should try to have what we did last season to this season, where they took out that rule where James Harden was getting these calls, Trae Young was getting these calls, and Steph Curry was getting these calls where you shoot and it becomes a foul when you step up or something. I think they should do that with every single rule. Like, change some rules. Try to make it at least more physical contact again. I bet you will sell more tickets. Best believe you'll sell more tickets if you at least try to go back to a little bit of. You can never recreate the back then era, but you can at least come close.
The only way that can happen, Eric, is you got to take the defensive 3 seconds out of the lane.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
That's the number one rule, because notice everybody has easy access to the basket because nobody's protecting it. When you have a center that's going to protect the basket and they're going to go for at least a foul or a block, it ain't going to be no easy way to the rack. I feel like that defensive 3 seconds in the lane has to go. It has to go.
Yeah, and I think that's what they should start off with, man. At least, I want to see that type of era. I could see it on YouTube. Like, that's the most I could see from back then. I wasn't born then. So, speaking of this, you wonder why you see a lot of LA games and Westbrook missing. You don't see nobody booing. I've seen videos time and time again where LA fans are just like, oh, and then that's it. Like, come on, bro. Boo them. Tell them they're doing shit. That's why I don't go to games, because I know I'm going to get removed. They removed my brother the other time when he was booing. LA is, oh my God, you're fucking.
It's like you're getting kicked out of a game for booing. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like, bro, come on.
It's
Like
not.
you
It's
can't,
not
like
a
you
little
can't
league
talk,
game.
like you
It's-
can't talk trash to the players. Like that's
Yeah,
whack.
it's like Westbrook, you're doing shit. I'm gonna tell you, you're doing shit. Step up, man. Shit, maybe it'll put some fire on your ass. And if you want to pull a Ron Artest, let's go.
Facts. So NBA players just man the hell up. Just man the hell up. All right, so we got a ranking to do, y'all. This is going to be interesting.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
We have a ranking to do. Ranking the NBA 10 biggest disappointments halfway through the year.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, I want to.
Fuck, that's gonna be tough.
Is
I
the
don't
Lakers
even want to hear
one?
this shit, bro.
Is the Lakers one?
Stop trolling, Mitch. So the first one says number 10. It says for number 10 that the NBA is missing too much talent. And they saying that meaning that for what I feel here is that, you know, about the whole Klay Thompson thing, you know, no Kawhi Leonard, no Zion, no Jamal Murray, no Jonathan Isaac, no TJ Warren, among players who have season-ending debuts delayed by injury. Ben Simmons haven't suited up, an unfulfilled trade request. They have so many things talked about on here. It says nothing can be done about this, but it wouldn't feel right if we ranked it higher. But even about 12 out of the 10 on a bummer scale is definitely needed for an acknowledgement. So number 9 was the breakout that wasn't. And I know what we're talking about here. The breakout that wasn't. We're talking about the Denver Nuggets, who entered the 2021-2022 season with the buzz that they had. The guy, what's his name? Michael Porter Jr. got a big behind contract and a max deal. And the most improved player award was his to lose. And it was. No Jamal Murray. Jokic is doing it by himself. Injuries are unfortunate when it comes to that part, but it's definitely particularly a disappointment. The Nuggets just have not played up to par, and you know Porter, and they do badly need him, just like Murray. But Porter can fall the victim of the same thing previously that troubled them. So basically, that's what it was. It's a lot of different things that they have on here. Like number 8, they have like the Bakers backtracking on offense, talking about the New York Knicks here between Julius Randle and Kemba Walker. They talked about how they're all right, but they're kind of like in a disappointment in some sort. They're definitely not better than what they was last year. And the reason why they say this is because New York spent money in the summer for buckets. And if you look at these contracts, Randall, 4 years, $117 million. Derrick Rose, 3 years, $43.6 million. Alex Burks, 3 years, $30 million. Was paid a premium. Then you had Evan Fournier come over, 4 years, $73 million deal. Then Kemba Walker, 17.9. Bruh, there's no way that you are a few spot slot of offensive efficiency that's ranked 22nd and 24th with 2.2 fewer points on 100 possessions, and you pay all those guys that kind of money to be mediocre. You have the right to be on this goddamn list. You have the right to be on this goddamn list. Number 7 was Washington's so-called snipers. I'm not going to address this because when it comes to Washington, they're still a young basketball team. I understand they rank 27th in 3-point percentage. But this is a whole new team. This is a whole new revamp. So,
Well, no, but Washington paid Davis Bertans $80 million to shoot basketball because he's a good free throw thrower. And he stinks. He flat out stinks.
now he flat out stinks though.
He stinks.
Wait, who?
Bertans.
Bertans.
Oh yeah, he stinks.
Yeah, they saying Burton is 34.1%, by far the worst of his career, and Bill is at 29.8. The best thing that you can say is about Chris Burt is his 28.6% splash rate, and there's hopefully nowhere that could go but up. Number 6, I think all of us can agree on this. Boston failure to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
funny.
everybody. I think Boston should be in the top 5 of most disappointing in the league because they just can't finish the job, man. They just can't. They supposed to be a 46.5 win team, and the last 8, it just doesn't look good. It just they 23 times and lost 16 of those contests in the last 23 games, and they lose them by at least 7.5 points or less. I think that it's time to split the tandem between Jason Tatum and
Jaylen
Brown. I think it's time for a split.
Sorry,
It's
I'll
time.
take one of them.
I'll take Jaylen Brown.
I'll take Tatum.
I'll take either or. Shit, give me both.
Hey, we had a chance to
Give me
take
both.
Tatum.
Give me both. I would love to have Embiid as the 5. You put Tobias at the 4. You put Jason Tatum at the 3, Jaylen Brown at the 2, and Curry at the 1. Are you serious?
Curry or Maxey, but Curry's not really a point guard.
You hear that 5 right there?
Curry's not really a point guard, though. So
what?
He's not really a point guard. Like what? You're telling me? All right, hold on. There's no, hell no. I'll rather have Maxey there.
No, over Steph Curry.
For the point guard for the positions, yes.
90% of the if you look at the way Doc Rivers run his offense, right?
Yeah.
Who do Steph Curry get subbed out for? Tyrese Maxey, right?
Yeah.
He gets subbed out for point guards. So as of right now, Steph is playing point guard. He don't get subbed out for 2 guards.
Yeah, and we don't have. Without number 25, we don't really have a true point guard.
What is considered a true point guard in today's game?
Chris Paul. We don't have someone like that.
I'm talking. Nobody's really going to have a Chris Paul. Let's just keep it.
Yeah,
real.
I'm just being honest with the point guard like that.
Steph Curry plays the point guard position thoroughly.
Tatum can run.
And I think everybody on this panel can agree.
Tatum can take the ball down. Yes, I can agree with that, Eric. Tatum can take the ball. He plays
I would
the
love
point
for Tatum to
forward.
take the ball down, but the problem with Tatum is Tatum doesn't move without the basketball. That's his problem. Curry does.
That's why I think if you have like Embiid 5, Tobias 4, Brown and Tatum 2 and 3, and then have Curry, I mean, you should be fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Curry,
you got 4 good shooters, or technically 5 good shooters.
Right. If somebody can take a step back. Somebody can really take a step back.
Donte, what do you think about Curry? Is he like a good point guard, or is he not really a point guard?
He can play point guard, but his actual position is a shooting guard. Just like Kevin Porter, his position is a shooting guard. It's different positions, but it depends on if your coach Doc Rivers does trust him with the basketball. His position, his natural position is a shooting guard. It doesn't mean he can't play point though. Kevin Porter Jr., he's a shooting guard. He's not a point guard.
Play
he's
the point,
not a point guard, but he can play it.
But this is my thing though. At every team that we saw Steph Curry play he's a starting shooting guard.
But he can play point guard. He can play
I'm just asking you. When Steph Curry was I don't know why you keep coming in and out of here. That's weird. I don't know what's going on. But I'm asking the question is, all the teams that Steph Curry played for, was he a starting shooting guard?
It depends on what team. With Dallas, he came off the bench. With Dallas, he came off the bench. He came off the bench a lot with Dallas.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like he could be a starting. He could play the shooting guard, yes, but he could be a starting point guard for the Philadelphia 76ers with that 4.
With that 4.
With that 4, yeah.
I can agree with that 4, but if we have nobody else,
Embiid and Tobias, what?
If we don't have anyone else to play the point guard, I would take Curry or Maxey at that spot. We don't have like a really good.
I'm not starting Maxey over Curry.
Curry for the scoring off the bench.
But I'm as a
You wouldn't
Sixers
have
fan,
that spark off the bench.
I'm not starting Maxey over Curry for what?
You wouldn't have that spark off the bench because you know you're not getting that from Danny Green. You're not getting that from Thibault.
I understand that. I'm saying is Maxey would not be the starter. Seth would be the starter, and Maxey would be the spark off the bench.
It could go either way. Honestly,
I don't
Maxey's
see
better on
Maxey
defense, in my opinion.
In today's NBA, I don't see Maxey starting over Seth Curry. I don't see it.
Defensively, I'll take Maxey over Curry.
I don't know. That's another story for another time. But I'm gonna get back to these. Number 5. Oh, we gotta talk about this fat fuck right here. Is Zion Williamson watch? God,
Oh my god.
nobody cares about Zion Williamson anymore. He is an afterthought of the NBA at this point, and I feel like he is more of a bust than what he is. And I'm sorry to say, but he is a disappointment. He came into Duke with all his hype, and like I said before, he was nothing but a highlight reel when he was at Duke, and that's exactly what he is now in the NBA. And he became a highlight reel for about a year and a half or so, 2 years, and now he's an afterthought. I'm sorry to say, when it comes to him, 2 years back, the Pelicans, they waited till late January to try to get him a debut. He could easily miss his mark around that time, but me personally, he's eating all that gumbo. He's eating all that New Orleans, the New Orleans rice, to a point where he can't. He's just gaining weight and looking like an offensive lineman. Just go to the NFL, in my opinion. And I think he's an afterthought. What y'all think?
I think so. I mean, I think I mean, I do think he's a bust than he actually is, and it's a human highlight reel. I do think if he and the fact that we all knew that he was going to be a highlight reel coming in, and we all knew that he had a weight problem, and the fact that he couldn't control that weight problem, I mean, he's pretty much eating himself out of the league at this point. You know, like you said, with the gumbo and probably washing out with that Mountain Dew.
Key, what's your thoughts?
That sweet iced tea. I just think it's just crazy. It's just sad that, you know, the talent, like RQ said, Greg Oden 2.0. That's crazy. That is crazy. The crazy talent he has. Will we see him this year? Probably not. Will we see him in New Orleans uniform? Who knows? But he's too talented. If he just get his shit together, get his weight together, get his game together, Zion's crazy. He's going to be crazy good. Hopefully he can come back, because, you know, the league does need a great young talent like him in this game today. So I just hope Zion can come back. Hopefully not with New Orleans, because I don't think he needs to be there. Get Brandon Ingram out of New Orleans too. Get him out of there.
All right. Eric, you want to come back for this one, buddy? It says for number 4, the super team stuck in a play-in tournament. Talking about your Lakers, Eric. It says here that skeptics will say they saw this coming, that they thought that the Los Angeles Lakers has mismanaged their roster and failed to construct legitimate championship contender. It's one thing to question the fit of Russell Westbrook on the team that's arguably clearly needed spaces for more playmakers. It's quite enough. Mm-hmm. It's quite another label a squad with LeBron James and Anthony Davis as anything less than a championship threat. Odd makers believe the hype. They penciled the purple and gold for the Western Conference as Western Conference best for 52.5 victories, is what they're saying. If the Lakers could sustain their elite defense and see their offense perk up with Westbrook open court attacks, they can have a clear path to the top. But they said the defense has dropped to the middle of the pack, and the offense hasn't gained any ground, and the Lakers have struggled to find anything great that's beyond the roster of King James. LA is 10 games back from first place in the West and 5 games from falling out of the play-in tournament. The Lakers could still make noise with a healthy Davis, so they won't rank any higher there. But so far, it's sad for James how he's spending his 19th season. Eric. Any thoughts on that?
Everybody says one person can't make a difference. Yes, it can. When you got Westbrook on the team, it makes a big difference. This is his worst season. His worst season. He's played better in OKC. He played better with Houston. And you see it with the stats, and you see it with the way he played just with the eye test. He played better. The problem here is that, like I said, the pressure. I'm not gonna explode. I'm good. The pressure got to him. I'll probably explode later on. It's the pressure of being in LA. I think that's what it is. It's a, he's always been in a smaller markets than LA. Houston's a smaller market, and what's it
OKC.
called? OKC is a smaller market, and it's just the pressure of playing with LeBron too. I know some players fall under pressure of LeBron just because he runs the things. So at the end of the day, I just feel like Westbrook doesn't fit with our team. I think if he was on any other team, he would be better. I think he just overthinks too much when he goes up for layups. He overthinks too much when he doesn't shoot, and he overthinks too much when he mid-range. Because you see every time he misses, he's like, damn. The other day, he ended up making a shot after like 6 misses in a row, and he said, finally. He was like, finally. I could read his lips. He was like, finally. I was like, come on, man. Like, at the end of the day, man, we can't have a point guard that is averaging the most turnovers in the league and has the most turnovers in the league. We needed a Buddy Hield type of run. Go
We
ahead.
need the MVP Russell Westbrook back. That's when he was great. Getting the triple-double, scoring,
Yeah.
3-pointers. He needs to go back and channel that Westbrook.
Yeah. And if he does, then this will be a whole different Lakers team. And when AD coming back, whole different Lakers team. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I think the organization, this is what the thing is with the leagues. I think the organizations, no matter what organization it is, are too scared to step in too much. They're too scared to tell people, especially when you have somebody like LeBron that runs things, too scared to say something, too scared to do this and that. I just feel like for
GM LeBron,
yeah,
over there.
the GM. I just feel like
GM.
somebody needs to sit one-on-one, maybe have some dinner with Westbrook and tell him, hey, I get it. You're playing for a big market team. I get it. You're playing for an organization that's known for players like all these great players. But hey, just play your game, have fun, and that's it. It's just he overthinks too much, and that's it. I just feel like as of right now, if he doesn't channel, like he said, if he doesn't channel his inner MVP season or at least a little bit of that, then I say trade. And I mean, I get it. His contract's horrible, but I mean, I would rather take a Buddy Hield. I keep saying it because we need a catch and shoot guy next to LeBron. I mean, Malik Monk has been stepping up, but imagine having 2 Malik Monks. Imagine having 2 bailouts that Donte likes to call it. Imagine we had 2 bailouts, it would have been better than 1. So I just feel like that needs to happen. Westbrook has been toxic in locker rooms too, so I don't know what's going on there. Maybe his attitude. That's why nobody tells him anything, but who knows, man. It's been disappointing, but hey, we're still over 500, so it is what it is.
What seed are you guys? What seed are you guys right now?
I think like 7.
Number 10.
Oh, we're number 10, yeah.
No, wait, no. I think y'all 7.
Are we 7?
I think y'all 7.
10, 7.
I was looking at Portland. Portland's number 10.
Hey, you're still in the play-in tournament.
Yeah, we're number 7. We're 21-20, and Denver's 20-19, and Dallas is 22-18, and Clippers are 21-21.
So who's eighth?
We played today against Sacramento.
Who's eighth? Who's in eighth?
Clippers.
Oh, Clippers eighth?
Clippers,
21.
Minnesota, Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Real? What? I gotta see this.
So, Key, you want to keep this final topic for you want to run the video of your fact or fiction or shoot or brick? What you want to do here?
Oh, damn it. Yeah, do that. My mom's calling me. She's back in the ER. So let me take this call real quick.
I don't have any of the topics for it though.
That's right. Westbrook just needs to calm down, slow things down. He's moving too fast and not allowing himself to settle. Yeah.
And that's the
Now
thing.
I gotta wait for Key to come back because I don't have any of those topics.
This is not just in basketball too, Eric.
No, there's Paul George. There's rumors that they're gonna ship him out.
I haven't heard any rumors about that, and I've been looking.
Neither have I.
Really?
I don't know where that rumor
Eric,
came from.
remember yesterday in the live stream?
Yeah, there was a rumor like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now.
I mean, Westbrook for Paul George shit just.
But just to let you know, this is going to be the new segment on the Fadeaway podcast. This one, Shoot or Brick, is going to be the own version of 7200 Seconds podcast, Facts or Fiction. Key has the topics for that, but I can't even say anything about it. So with that being said, I'm just going to go straight into the topic that I have. Oh, Key is back. All right. Awesome.
I'm
And
sorry,
you're
my
muted.
mom is in the ER. She just found out she is she got hit with Rona. So
Yeah, what?
she got hit with Rona.
Oh, darn.
Damn.
Oh shit.
And actually, that sucks. But
Y'all played the video.
Oh, I did it already, Key. So you
Yep,
just got to
yep.
give us the topics.
Okay, all right.
and by the way,
Number
it was
one.
not that he.
Go ahead, Mitch.
We were talking about there was a rumor about Paul George, and it's actually that his injury could force him out for the rest of the year.
Oh, okay.
Oh man. Well,
Hold
Damian,
up. What
since
was the
last
topic?
night, I didn't get to it yet.
Oh, I was about to say, like, wait a minute.
Damian, since you in love with Fact or Fiction, you missed it last. We didn't do it last night, so here it is just for you. But it's NBA version. Swoosh or Brick. Joel Embiid will score 30 plus tonight to continue his streak. Is that a swoosh or is that a brick?
Who's
That's
he
a
playing
swoosh.
Who is he playing tonight? Who they playing tonight?
I think it might be the Hornets. If I'm
We're
not
playing the
mistaken.
Charlotte.
Hornets, and then
Just the
we
Hornets.
got the Heat. Yep.
I'm
I'm gonna
I'll
go with
say-
a swoosh.
yeah, I'm gonna go with
I'm gonna
swoosh
go
with
with
that.
I'm gonna go.
Hey, it's Embiid we're talking about here.
He already has 12 points in the first quarter. Swoosh. Damian said brick.
All right. Of course he would say brick. John Morant will be MVP.
Brick.
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 He should be in discussion, but it's gonna be brick. He's not gonna get it. He in the discussion, but that's gonna be a brick.
If he keep playing like this, I'm gonna say swoosh.
So Chauncey Billups, I forget it was a couple days ago. He said Kyrie Irving is the most skilled point guard in history. Is that a swoosh or is that a brick?
Hold up, he said what?
That Kyrie is a good. Well,
Kyrie Irving is the most skilled point guard in history.
That's a brick.
That's a brick.
that's a brick.
That's a brick.
Kyrie's not even better than AI or
not.
Dwayne Wade. So how are we going to even do that?
Well, they were not. Dwayne
This
Wade's
is
a
what-
shooting guard.
but still, Dwayne Wade played both. But still,
did.
it's still a brick, regardless.
Brick.
I-
We're
I'm-
saying
I'm-
all the time now. We're talking about the Isaiah Thomases of the world. Like
I'm
The
trying
Steve
to
Kerrs
see
of the
who
world.
Chauncey Billups is saying he's putting him in front of. Like, that's blasphemous to me.
Because you know why? Because Kyrie have that street ball mentality type of basketball. He just brought it back to the NBA. So they're going to compare him to at least like the Allen Iversons of the world.
We were just talking about him. Will Zion Williamson play this season?
Brick.
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 Zion ain't playing this season. This is a double brick.
All right, and
Pretty much make a house of it.
the last swoosh of brick. Will Russell Westbrook be traded?
Brick. I don't believe he would. I don't believe he will. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't believe. If LeBron wants him up out of there, LeBron would get Westbrook up out of there. I would just say brick. I don't think we'll
Wait,
see a
hold on.
trade of
Hold
Westbrook.
on, Eric.
I don't
Stay like
think-
that.
I'm sorry, everybody. I don't think he would get traded. I really
I
don't
hope
think
it's
he
a
would.
swoosh, man.
All right, you can put it back. You can put it back.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say Brick too. They're not gonna trade him. His contract's 1 and 2. I think LeBron just still believes in him, and man, as much as his
Nobody
body
want to pick up
language
that
says
$44 million contract.
that's the problem. The only way anybody would pick up that 44 mil contract is the same way we gave up for Westbrook was 3 guys. And is anybody gonna give 3 guys? The only people I could think of is the Pacers because they're already shipping everybody out. But besides that, I don't think they want Westbrook, and nobody's gonna take his 44 mil.
I mean, it's going to be Brick because that contract is absolute dog shit.
Unless they can find a way to cut it or some shit, but
I doubt
If
they're.
LeBron want, I don't care if he have a $44 million contract. If LeBron want to come out and go to the gym and say, "Hey, I want him gone," he will be gone. Trust
He'll
me,
be
they will
gone.
find a way to get rid of that
He'll be
contract.
gone.
well, I hope
But
so. He does that.
LeBron ain't gonna let him get up out of there now. He vouched for him, and LeBron is not gonna let him get up out of there now. So
Yeah.
that's why I say Brick.
Any more topics? That's the last one, Key.
Yeah, that, all I had was 5.
All right, and that was your shoot or brick. That sounds like it sounds really spooky in some sorts. AD would get traded before Westbrook. Don't listen. Don't listen to Damian. No, don't highlight that. Do not highlight that. He doesn't deserve to have a highlight. He looks like a highlight. He looks like a highlighter.
Bruh.
Golly.
I'm not gonna comment.
But I'm gonna throw this quick topic in here because I know we're a little bit over our time. But last quick topic. For shoot or brick, will Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons be traded at the same time? Will they still be in that package deal?
That's gonna be brick.
Tobias, that's a brick for Tobias. I think this is still a shoot for a 2-5.
You know what? I think it's a shoot, and this is why I don't think nobody's gonna take Ben Simmons by himself.
No,
He just-
it's a brick.
I'm gonna go with shoot. I think you're gonna have to package a deal with Ben Simmons for them to get Ben Simmons about it. I think you're gonna have to give him a complimentary player to get something to get Ben Simmons about it. If they ask for Tobias Harris, I think they have to take. They're gonna take it. They're gonna trade more and make the deal happen. That's the only way I feel like
Danny Green in that damn trade package.
Because
only way
again, you're not gonna get a stud player for Ben Simmons. You're not gonna get a stud. So if you can package Tobias Harris in there, I think that would get Ben Simmons up out of there. But my bad. Go ahead, Money.
This is my problem with this.
I know exactly where you're going.
You're not going to get anything. You're not going to get. But my problem is, you add Tobias Harris, you're not going to get anything valuable as Tobias Harris, even with having Ben Simmons in that package. And I'm gonna tell you why, because Ben Simmons was snubbed from the All-Star team last year when he had one of the best years of his career. Got snubbed. And then you have a Ben Simmons that is this great defender, this something all-star. He's a superstar in this league, according to what the NBA thinks of him. But we can't go get another superstar for a superstar since they quote unquote say that he's a superstar. Why we have to add Tobias Harris? And I understand what Bro said on your channel on MK Headlines yesterday, saying it's not gonna be in rebuild mode. But if you tell me if we go out and trade Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons, it is not you telling me it's not rebuild.
The only
thing I disagree with that.
The only thing that's I've been hearing things like out of the wazoo. The only thing that they're trying to empty cap space to try to get James Harden. That's the only thing.
I don't want James Harden here. I would take Tobias Harris over
I
James
don't
Harden.
even want James Harden now. If that was the
James
case,
Harden
we
is
should
way
have got him
past his
last
prime.
year.
Look,
I'm saying that's what I've been hearing. That's exactly what I've been hearing.
The reason why James Harden trade did not work because Tillman Fertitta and Raphael Stone, they did not want to trade him to Philadelphia because of Daryl Morey. That's why the trade didn't work. If they wanted to trade him, they could have been the Rockets would have been got Simmons. That's the reason the deal was gonna be done. The deal was gonna be done, but the Rockets, they didn't want to do that deal because Daryl Morey went to the Philadelphia 76ers. That was more on Houston than Philadelphia. That was more on Houston. They didn't want us to trade him over there.
I just feel like you could give Ben Simmons, and I don't mind giving up draft pick. because we don't draft fucking well in the NBA anyway when it comes to the Philadelphia 76ers. We don't draft well. I don't care. We give up this year's, next year's, the following year, and the following year. I don't care. We give up 6 draft picks in a bench player in Ben Simmons for a superstar. I do not care at this point because the Philadelphia 76ers as an organization never drafted really well. The best draft that we ever had was Joel Embiid since Allen Iverson. And I'm just going to be real.
Hey, Coach, what you said? Y'all gonna waste the picks anyway, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna waste the picks. You might just give them the hell of to somebody.
I mean, you can also make an argument that Tyrese Maxey was a good draft pick.
He wasn't as big of a draft pick as Joel Embiid.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like he's still a good draft pick, but nothing's going to compare in a comparison of Joel Embiid. Was it back in 2014?
Maxey was a good draft pick. But look at the many draft picks that we had that we went through, and that's what I'm saying. We're wasting draft picks. Just give all of them up. I don't give a shit. We're not going to do nothing. But even a guy that we drafted last year from Tennessee, the guy
Jaden Springer.
He's in the G League because he's 18 years old, so he can't even come up and play right now. So it's like, what are we doing?
We got Paul Reed, Isaiah Joe. I mean, they're gonna get up there.
Paul Reed?
B-ball Paul.
B-ball Paul. He goes back and forth between G League and NBA.
I mean, but y'all
have a 2-way contract.
Really, the only 2 impact players you drafted was Joel Embiid. Actually, he's talking about you haven't drafted an impact player. Actually, you missed out on Jason Tatum. I think. What was that year that y'all moved
up? Crap out of me.
Who came out with Jason Tatum? Who's came out with Jason Tatum? Was it Markel?
There was Brandon Ingram.
And you could have stayed at 3 to get Tatum, but you move up to get on one when you could have stayed at 3 when Tatum was drafted. Tatum was drafted at 3.
Was part of that draft class.
I
forgot Markel Fultz.
Yeah, they could have stayed.
You know what's funny though?
They got Tatum.
You know what's funny though? Even though Markel Fultz is a little bit injury prone in Orlando, he's doing better than Ben Simmons, but Ben Simmons gets all the praise.
He's still doing better than we did over here. That's ridiculous.
That's a fact.
And you're seeing like these all the former sessions like Drew Holiday.
I just hate the fact that they want to add Tobias Harris to this trade package.
It's ridiculous.
Because you tell me if you go out and trade Tobias Harris and you trade Ben Simmons and those guys, and we get players that's undervalued than those two, bros. I respect you. You're one of my idols when it comes to Philadelphia sports media, but it's rebuild mode. You can't tell me no other impact player would be on that team if you trade Tobias Harris outside of Joel Embiid.
We drafted trade shit. It's cool.
That was good. That was good, Eric. I'll give you that.
But look, this is what I'm gonna say about trading in the league, right? We could stay here all day long and talk about this player's not leaving, that player is leaving. But at the end of the day, you don't know what the organizations are doing. None of us have insight in the organization. You don't know what their mindset's gonna be. I just
hate that Tobias Harris is in this. Like all the great players that came through Philadelphia, we just shipped them out because of what? This is why I said in the group chat that the 76ers ain't win no championship no time soon because it starts from up top. It starts from our organization on the inside. Sorry to say it. As long as Embiid here and you don't put nothing around Embiid, the Sixers would not win a championship.
Hey, Coach, you said the Sixers and you said the Phillies. You said the Phillies too, and you said
Sixers, Flyers, the Eagles are the only chance to have a chance to win a championship again. They're the only team right now, and now I don't even like the Eagles, but still, they have a bigger chance than the Sixers. They have a bigger chance than the Phillies. They have a bigger chance than the Flyers. Period.
Well, we had a chance last year. You know who we're going to blame, Mr. 2-5 himself. We had a chance last year. Was our year to win that championship?
No, the best.
No, it was not.
No, it was not. It was against the Raptors, and Kawhi did not hit that shot.
When Kawhi Leonard made that shot, that was our year to win the championship.
It was that.
That's some of the most bullshit you could ever see.
That was just luck. It was just like you can see, and
it still looks like a stupid bullshit shot.
Just to let you know, the Fadeaway podcast has just been sponsored by my father, where he brought me another bag of hops.
There's this TikToker that was keep on saying that Kawhi traveled. I mean, he did travel. Kawhi did.
Yeah, travel
know
is
if he
cold.
traveled
Doesn't
or
get
not.
cold anymore, anyways. So I mean,
I know. I'm just saying he did travel on
In
that.
what world have you seen travel being called in the NBA? Get out of here.
very rarely.
No, I'm just saying that's the point. He traveled, but no one calls it. That's my point.
I'm trying to get my kids not to travel. You know how many traveling calls they get called in the 7 and 8 year olds? They want to take
just
the ball and
imagine
run with it
teaching
like
them.
they playing football.
Imagine teaching them triple threat. A lot of teams don't do triple threat in the NBA right now. Anyway,
Not anymore.
Terrible, just terrible.
I can agree to that. I can agree. Doc Rivers overrated. I can definitely agree.
I mean, that's
He is overrated. He is overrated.
Doc Rivers, I still think we should have
Yes,
got Tyrone.
he's very overrated.
That's what I said. I made a video about Dan Burke.
I don't know why y'all not. Y'all should have been knew this before he even signed with us. Like,
Thank you. I said he overrated.
This is
Look, the
this
man.
is what Philadelphia sports do. This is what
We
Philadelphia
find a way to
sports
fuck it up.
We go for quantity over quality, not
Eric,
quality.
you're
over
right
quantity.
there.
We do
Man,
this every
the dude-
time. As a Sixers fan, it's nothing new. I'm feeling like a Laker right now because it's quantity over quality. Sorry.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Hey, I
Y'all
ain't
should
gonna
have
lie,
a spotlight
bro.
on him.
They
Y'all
not-
should have
hey,
knew
I
that
ain't
the
gonna lie,
moment he came in
Frank-
Philadelphia. Y'all
I
should
ain't
have
gonna
knew
You
lie.
need to go back and screen record that. Eric laughing.
He blew a 3-1 lead in Orlando. He blew a 3-1 lead in Orlando, a 3-1 lead against Houston. He blew a lead against with the Clippers against Portland. Then he blew another 3-2 lead. Doc Rivers just overrated. He didn't even get credit for that championship.
Doc Rivers'
versus
record just need to be 3. Doc Rivers' record just need to be 3-1. 3-1. That's his record. That's his
Hey,
record.
that's what I say, because I actually made a video about Dan Burke and how much the team looked a little bit better under Dan Burke when Rivers was in health and safety protocols.
His rotations was smarter.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why the Lakers is the same thing. Frank Vogel's an absolute dog shit of a coach. Same exact rotations. I mean, he's like, whoa, he's kind of overrated. Like,
I don't know. I don't know how.
The Sixers are screwing themselves because we gave up Monty Williams for Doc Rivers.
We gave up Monty Williams and we fucking traded Mikal Bridges.
Bro.
Question.
We traded Mikal Bridges.
To answer Anthony Price's question,
We can't get nice things.
without a ring. I don't think Harden's going to get a ring.
No,
I doubt it.
Harden's not going to get a ring. He's going to go to the Hall of Fame without a ring.
Eric,
What are you laughing at?
Look, I get my Lakers coach sucks, but dude, what organization in the world would not look at Doc Rivers and be like, he's gonna be the president to turn this organization around? He couldn't do it with the Clippers. That was his best chance of winning. That Clippers team was better than what they performed in the playoffs, and that was all because of Doc Rivers and some injuries by Chris Paul. But besides that, it was Doc Rivers.
What led to they lost, that 3-1 loss, they blew. I'm telling you, I'm not a big fan of just giving away games in a playoffs, even though you got momentum. I'm gonna tell you what killed Doc Rivers when they played against Houston, and we couldn't beat them in LA at all. The 2 games were blowouts. They won game 1 in our gym. We won game 2. The next 2 games were blowouts in LA. They gave away game 5. They gave away game 5 in Houston. That's what lost them the series. And then the debacle in the third quarter without James Harden, that was just a dagger in the heart right there, and the nail in the coffin was game 7. But they gave away actually game 5, and you know you shouldn't give away games in a series. They gave away that game 5. That's what set the tone for the Rockets.
I knew the Clippers, even with Doc Rivers, before Doc Rivers, I knew the Clippers wasn't going far. They was nothing but goddamn highlight reel with DeAndre Jordan bum ass. I'm sorry.
Hashtag Doc Rivers and Frank Vogel to college basketball.
You know what? They might will succeed in college basketball before they come back in the NBA. I'm just saying.
Hashtag Frank Vogel to Tennessee.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
Josh Smith, Corey Brewer, Dwight Howard was all on the floor. James Harden was not on the floor when he came back. Was not on the floor. It was Corey Brewer, Josh Smith, and all of those guys that came all the way back and won us that game.
I mean, I thought Ty Lue would have been a better opportunity, better choice to pick.
Frank Vogel to USC. How about that?
Oh hell no! Oh hell no!
Okay, Frank Vogel to Texas.
Frank Vogel to the Baylor, so we could stop seeing Baylor on
Hold
top.
on. I got one. Frank Vogel to Texas for basketball, and Bill O'Brien to Texas for Texas football.
Hey, that's not gonna work. We good with one of the best college coaches, Chris Beard. We good with one of the best college coaches in Chris Beard. He can.
You saying you take Steve Sarkisian over Bill O'Brien?
Huh?
So you take
I'll leave Houston. I'll leave Houston. If I had to go, but I'll leave Houston right now. I'll take a flight.
All right, y'all. So we got 15 minutes left. Well, not really 15 minutes. We went over 15 minutes because just to let you know, AEW live stream is coming on at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with my boy MalcGoolie. Hopefully, I might hop in the chat. My boy got to get some sleep. I'm sorry, but I am working off of 3.5 hours of sleep. And Eric, I am going to set up your live stream for Lakers in Sacramento. Another rant is coming up tonight, so y'all
don't want to miss it. Eric, I got your back.
You don't want to miss that play-by-play reactions.
Barry got some boxing gloves.
Anybody else got anything to say? Key? Anybody got anything to say?
Barry got some Eric some painkillers.
Eric,
already 12th episode.
Are you laughing? How the best part? You were laughing. Your microphone fell.
Yeah, my microphone fell, bro.
Keep on finding. Keep on finding. 2023, 2022. Keep on finding.
Hey, screw it. Send him the dude.
No.
You disrespectful. You are disrespectful. Don't highlight him. Don't highlight him. He's a clown for that.
Oh my god.
But thank y'all so much for tuning into the 12th episode of the Fadeaway podcast. This will be on all podcast platforms from Spotify, Audible, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, you name it. We're on all platforms. You will hear the audio version of this. Just let you know, the audio versions are up for Path to the Draft, 7,200 Seconds Podcast, MK Headlines, Philly Sports Talk Podcast will be up tonight on all those platforms as well. So make sure y'all give us a rating, 5 stars, 4 stars. It definitely helps us out as much as possible. Listen to it on your way to work or whatever. So we just hope that y'all come and support us just at Spotlight Sports Network for all the streaming platforms. So with that being said, y'all, we're not answering that question to next week. So make sure you have that question next week, Damian. I'm not answering nobody questions, so I'm just gonna say no comment.
So, I was gonna say one city, just like one word. Vegas. That's it. Mm-hmm.
To Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Vegas.
So with that being said, y'all, peace, love, and blessings. We see y'all back at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I think it's 10:30 for Lakers in.
Yeah. Okay,
10:30 Eastern Standard Time. All right.
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're out of here. Peace out. Love y'all. See y'all on the next podcast. We're out of here.
Later.